First of all, Tracey, congratulations on an outstanding season. I mean, it's like a dynasty you're building here with the boys golf team. 3 straight section titles. Talk about what it's been like and the feeling of having so many successful seasons.
Well, when we won that first one, the first time in 43 years, I knew that we were getting better and better each and every year. So we've now won 4 section titles in 5 years, 3 straight. And I think next year we're going to be even better. We're going to lose some kids, but the kids coming up behind the current junior class, they want to play the game just as much as these seniors do. So things are looking good for our program.
You know, you mentioned about not having a whole lot of seniors in your top 6. I know that the Hugus boys are seniors, and they did a nice job for you this year.
Right. And
also Nick Thomas as well. Other than that, you have the majority of your kids back, as you already mentioned.
Right. Yeah. And as far as Will and John Hugus, I was so happy for them this year when they came that first week and we rolled the averages and they made the starting lineup. Those are 2 kids that started coming to a camp that we did when they were in middle school. They stuck with it. They didn't always see a lot of playing time in previous years, so getting them into that top 6 meant a lot, not only to them, but to me as well. I was happy to see it. And Nick, this past week, finally broke the 40 mark and went back-to-back 39s, 1 home, 1 away. And again, he's been with the program for 4 years, and I was happy to see him there in the lineup. And those juniors, they love the game. Ashton and Hunter have been playing since they were 4 years old. And that's what it takes a lot of time to get a program to where we're at right now, are getting the clubs in their hands early. The earlier you start, the better.
Yesterday was the qualifiers, and it was Ashton, Antonio, and Hunter, obviously your 3 juniors,
right,
who made the trek. And Hunter was the only one that came out of there, but it wasn't for outstanding efforts by the other 2, huh?
Oh no, Hunter, he played there last year, so he had an advantage. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a practice round up at Allegheny Country Club. It just didn't work because of how our regular season ended. But he went in with some experience, knew the course, knew that by afternoon the winds would pick up, and he did share as much as he could with Antonio and Ashton. But Antonio, his goal was to break 100, and he said to himself, even better, I'd like to break 90, and he did it. He shot an 84, I believe it was, or an 83, and then found himself in a playoff to get the last spot in, and he made a fantastic effort. Unfortunately, the ball didn't bounce his way, literally, and he got knocked out of the second hole of sudden death. And Ashton was a couple strokes over bogey golf. I can't ask those kids who've never been in that arena before to do any better than that, because when you get to Allegheny, it is such a different game. It's a links course, it's spread out, it's hilly, and the greens are lightning fast. But for 3 of them to do as well as they did, I'm ecstatic.
And now Hunter will move on to the PIAA, and that will be
Heritage Hills Resort out in York on October 18th. So we scheduled the hotel room and everything, and as a coach, I didn't know how much would go into making it that far. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's a fun problem to have. We play at Meadowink on the 12th.
And that's for the team.
For the team semifinals. Right. If we advance, top 3 advance, we go to Meadowink that Thursday. And the following weekend after individual states, we would go back to Heritage Hills and take the team with us if we can get that far.
You got to be happy playing at Meadowink. It's in Murraysville. It's not too far from here.
Yeah, we knew the 2 courses that we could possibly be at were Indian Run, which is in Avella, and it's almost literally on the Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia border. We played there about 5 years ago. It's a links course, but it's a long trip and a long day. And the other choice was Meadowink down the highway here. And when that memo came from Brett Miller's desk today, I was doing backflips in the library and got on the phone and scheduled practice rounds, because that's almost a home course advantage for us because it's so close. We'll be going head to head with Sewickley Academy again, a great group of kids to play with and go up against. But we got to finish top 3, and there are 9 teams competing in those semifinals.
And finally, Trace, I just want to ask you about program building because, you've been here for a long time. You've been coaching for a long time, multiple sports, not just golf. But we talked about the 4 or 5 years that the football team had enjoyed success. And a lot of times, Tim Sweeney would always say it's the people that came before them that really propelled these other guys. Do you look at it that way with golf as well from the kids you had, 4 years ago or 5 years ago as well?
Oh yeah. I think, when you're winning and you're starting to get the attention of other people, I think kids see that and they want to be a part of that. They see how much fun we're having. I've received a few emails from parents already whose kids are in the middle school, and they're like, when can I get my kid into the golf program? And I say, well, 9th grade. But, listen, because, we try to do some things here and there at the Elks or wherever we can find somebody that wants to work with us and to help teach the kids. And we have some things that we're planning now. Jason Pishney, my assistant, and Alan Jerica, my volunteer assistant, we're talking about what we can do, not only for the boys program, but for the girls program. This year I had 8 girls come out for the team. That's the largest number that I've had in a number of years.
That's great.
And there's some potential there. We just have to work at it because right now they're raw.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Trace, you do an outstanding job each and every year. Congratulations again. This is a fun run. Keep it going. It's fun when you're on the train. You want the train to keep on rolling, don't you?
For sure.
Thanks, Trace. I appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Tracey Smeltzer joining us. That's our Excella Health halftime report. Stay tuned. We'll be back to Russ Grimm Field right after these messages.